Hello everybody, this is an audio test to make sure that the audio for the stream is sounding all right. We are getting closer to this matchup of the Eastern Washington Eagles versus the Cal Berkeley Bears. The last game of night one of the quarterfinal round of the Pac-8 playoffs. UW won the first game against UC San Diego, and then the Vikings were able to beat the San Jose Spartans. And then just moments ago, the USC Trojans took down the Cougars to advance to the semifinal round. But now we got one last game in store for you guys here on KUGR Cougar College Radio before we pack it up until tomorrow night for the semifinal round. Just making sure the audio sounds all right. This is Smith Sly on the call tonight. It will be Zach McFarlane and Connor Simmons. Puck drop will be at around 7 p.m., so stay tuned if you're waiting for that. We'll be back in just a little bit. Again, you're listening to KUGR Cougar College Radio. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll be back in just a moment.
is a KUGR sports production.
Good pass down low to Airstrip, and he scores off the glass.
Giving you play-by-play coverage of all your favorite WSU athletics.
He doesn't get it! He stops at the line!
Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and more.
Absolutely electrifying play from Washington State to get him right back in this game.
Follow us on YouTube at KUGR Sports to listen to every game live.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
Never miss a moment with the best in the West. KUGR, the student voice of the Palouse.
Gets the Cougs on the board with less than 20 seconds remaining in this first period. Here come the Cougs.
And now, back to the game.
You're listening to Cougar Hockey on KUGR.
One game remaining in round number 1. With the Cougs just losing, we had the technical first upset of the tournament as the 5 seed USC Trojans are moving on, but nothing more important when the 1 seed faces off against the 8 seed with so many rumors swirling around with what can happen. Can there be a crazy upset? The 8 seed pulls off the upset versus the 1 seed Cal. Can they get it done? Well, we'll figure that out tonight. I'm Connor Simmons, joined in the booth with Zach McFarlane. Something always crazy happens with you and me, Zach. Do you think the AC can pull it off here tonight?
Well, you and I are here, so I think it's very possible. Anything is truly possible. Last time we were on the call, there was at least 5 ejections in the game.
I'm respecting them at that point.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible what happened. So really anything's possible. We talked about a David-Goliath matchup earlier in the day when I was on the broadcast with Smith Sly. In the UW game, we just talked about how that was kind of a David-Goliath matchup.
Yes.
And every team that we've seen today that's supposed to win hasn't really come out and done what they're supposed to do on paper. And so I wouldn't be surprised if Cal follows suit with that, but I do expect them to get it done. They are absolutely the Goliath. They are the top dog, no pun intended. Of course, they are right above UW, but of course, they are the guys to beat. They have been, and they are finishing first for the 2nd straight year. Now it's all about finishing the job, and they couldn't do it against Washington last year in the championship. But a packed barn right now for Eastern, despite them being the worst finishing team this year at 3-10-1 in conference.
Well, that's what we kind of thought we should bring up is that despite obviously the 1 seed, they're the 1 seed for a reason. They're the guys you have to go through. They're the number 1. But if you're the 8th seed in Eastern Washington right now, everything lines up for you to make that upset happen. Obviously, you still have to get it done. But all the extracurricular stuff, they got on their side. They got the home field advantage. They got a packed crowd here tonight. They don't have any stress. Their backs up against, they're not supposed to win. So don't stress about that whatsoever. Keeping that in mind, here comes the starting lineup for the Eastern Washington. That's where you're going to hear this loud crowd. But again, they don't have that stress. Remember, the number 1 seed Cal, they have to keep like, hey, we're supposed to win this. They have that little stress factor. Eastern, go out there, have fun. FUN right there, baby. You have to do it.
No doubt. I mean, you really look at both the teams, all the pressure is on Cal to do this. All the pressure was on them to win the championship last year. Yep. Undefeated 32-0 entering the championship, and they lose. Now they're kind of going on that revenge tour, and this is just step 1 of 3 that they need to take this weekend in order to complete that revenge tour. UW essentially took them out last year. Of course, they are still in the tournament. They won this morning. So you're right, all the pressure is on Cal. Eastern, you have very low expectations. You're right, it's just go out there, do what you can in front of your home crowd, and if anything good happens, it is a bonus, and if anything bad happens, it's essentially expected.
Exactly, and that's something you do want to have with expectations. With that being said, we're going to be muting our mics and going to the national anthem. with puck drop about to get underway. I mean, Zach, you have to bring up the goalie matchup. On Eastern side, you have Riley Anderson, who's been struggling all year long, but I love to bring it up. It's playoff time. There's playoff risers, there's playoff droppers. You never know what's going to happen, especially it's round one of the new ones. It's the 8 seed, the 1 seed. Who knows what to expect? But on the other end, who's been having an incredible year, it's been Alexi Cole and him basically the whole year, Aiden Como. How can you not talk about him? He's been brilliant the whole year. The only difference between him and Alexi Cole obviously is the better stats, but Alexi Cole has probably about 300 more shots against, saves, etc., stuff like that. But you can't doubt him for putting up good stats. This whole entire Cal team has put up immaculate stats.
They are the team to beat. They are the supreme, the creme de la creme, the guys that you need to take out to get to the top. And Eastern has the job to do that tonight, and it is a tough hill to climb, but in front of their home barn, anything is possible.
Well, getting underway, Cal looks to rip a shot almost immediately, trying to get back in front. They're moving fast, quick already, about 10 seconds in, trying to start off with a bang potentially. Eastern looking to settle it down, get something going. Stealing it, keeping it in the zone is number 9. Good job by, I believe that was Mizuno. Bringing it all the way back in is Eastern trying to get to go. Cal just looks like the faster team right now, as they have been the whole entire season. Eastern trying to get all the way out to number 3, their man. Back and forth, a shot ripped on net and saved, and Como getting hot early on in this game.
And that kind of shot's not going to beat Como. Como has been extremely dominant with a .912 save percentage this year. He is 13-7, but of course that's going to happen. You're going to lose pretty much all the games that your team's going to lose if you're the starting goaltender. You're going to be in there a lot. That's just what's going to happen. He's been incredible, and 286 goals against per game in the ACHA is fantastic.
Sean Smith of the Eagles wins the faceoff and looking to keep it in the zone is both of them. Dom DeZerkis, the big man here for Eastern, super talented player. Sadly, we've talked about it multiple times. This top 2 lines for the Eastern Washington Eagles are incredible on paper, but it just becomes a situation of you need 3 and 4. Cal keeping it going. Dom trying to get it up to his man. No, can't get it up to Dom. My apologies. Dom finally doesn't see the puck. Maybe could have had a break right there, but Cal's going to get an easy puck possession. Zach, what is something Eastern has to get going early on if they want to potentially surprise Cal?
They just have to get a jump. They have to get some sort of jump, whether that's speed, body checking, aggressiveness, and that's really what their whole identity is body checking.
Well, Fazio brings it in, stuffed almost immediately as soon as he got close to the man, Riley Anderson, the most important guy on the ice for the Eagles tonight. 18 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this first period, 0-0 hockey game. Both teams have a shot. Eastern looking pretty aggressive right now, but the passing for Cal is looking immaculate. Number 4, man, what a hit right there by Jaden Hothcatcher. Looking to send it all the way, a little spinorama for number 4 of the Golden Bears. Looking to rip it, get in front of the net, nothing found there. Stuffed home once again. Every hit gets louder and louder as the crowd keeps on roaring. Cal again not going down easily. They're moving very fast. Less than 18 minutes left to go. Behind the net of Riley Anderson with puck possession is the Cal Golden Bears. They're going to keep it going. Back and forth, it seems like, and they have to retreat right there as number 25 loses puck possession. Bringing him back in almost immediately. Cal not making a lot of changes right there. A little too clumped together right now. Going back and forth at the blue line, again having a reset. Eastern looking very good defensively. Not a lot of offensive sets getting set up right now, Zach.
Cal's not super impressive so far, and both these teams, their identities, Cal is super speedy, very into their mechanics. Meanwhile, you have Eastern, who's very physical, and they're just very aggressive. They're hard in the forecheck. Both are absolute counters to the other. It's just all about who does it better.
Eastern getting in front of almost all the shots right now, not letting Riley Anderson get too tired out early on in this game. And I believe they're going to call an offside, so they're going to come right outside the face-off circle. And something we should bring up, WC was the 4 seed. Yes, they just lost. That was technically an upset with UC being the 5 seed. But the top 3 seeds, it went 1, 2, 3, massive drop-off, then the 4 seed. Cal is the 1 seed, and let's talk about number 2, UW dominated their game. Western Washington dominated their game. If everything goes their way, Cal should easily dominate. They should be the most dominated team, technically, from record standpoint.
No kidding, and 3 goals or more has been every game so far today. And this one, of course, on paper, yes, it should be, but every team that has been supposed to win has had a poor start, and Cal now included. We're nearing the 4-minute mark of this first period, and it's 1-1 in shots against Eastern, who has been extremely this year.
Well, like you said, starting off hot is something you have to get going, and right now Eastern has been the hotter team because they have the home field advantage, and that is huge come playoff time. A shot ripped on the net, Riley Anderson stuffs it home, and he grabs his rebound almost immediately. Good shot right there by the Cal Golden Bears. That was number 18, Tyson Storr. 16 minutes, 24 seconds left in this first period. 0-0 hockey game. Eastern looking pretty good to start off. Face-off on the near face-off circle. Won by the Eastern Washington Eagles. Looking for his man, trying to get all the way to Dom Dzerkis. Dom Dzerkis shoves the man to the ground. Almost, you flip-flopped. What a hit right there. He has, what's it called in Shell? Bull? Man, oh man, you don't see that too often. That was a massive hit on the offensive end. Doesn't amount to anything though. Another big hit. This game might get aggressive real fast after that one right there.
I think everyone's got truculence out there right now.
That's what it is, thank you. Dom Dzerkis, he is an athletic freak on the hockey standpoint. He stands at 6'1" and 210 pounds. Pretty big guy. Keeping it going, trying to get out of the zone. Cal not letting Eastern get another big hit. Bounces off, making some subs. Good job right there by the man, number 2, Robbie Arver, who's another big guy. Again, these top 2 lines for the Eagles are not someone you're just going to push over, Zach.
No way. Robbie Arver standing at 6'4", 225. You're not gonna press that man down.
And then you go top shelf and score. If you keep talking about the Eagles, Cal's going to hear us at one point, and Cal has heard us. Number 3, of course, Dominance SB, the man himself.
And what a snipe. Riley Anderson looked confused on that one. He looked back, was like, no way that went in. It was a nice top shelf snipe just right over his left shoulder. No chance for him. And he, unfortunately, is going to have to be standing on his head like we saw earlier with the goaltending, and for San Jose State, he's going to have to be just like that in order to get this team in the game.
You have to. Cal looks to be better in every way on the stat sheet, but obviously that does not matter, but they do get a goal. 1-0 with 15 minutes left here in this first period. Cal jumps in front pretty early on. It was the right wing, SB, the man, dominant. Dominant start, dominant take right there. He's using all his speed to get into the front of the net and shoot, and he ends up beating Riley Anderson. Might have a break right here. Here comes the speed. 2-on-1 potentially. Eastern looks to rip it just wide left. Oohs and ahs from the crowd right there. Sigh of relief for the Golden Bears.
And credit to these fans. Obviously, you come to see your team who's 3-10-1. They're dead last in the conference, but you have full faith to support them despite anything, despite not really being a favorite at all on paper.
Eli Nickish was just out of reach for him. He might have had a potential break with a man on his left, Joel Lusk, who are both having a pretty good year despite the record like you just brought up of the Eagles. Jelinek trying to get up to his man, stolen away, looking to go backhand, potentially signs a guy out in front. Can he kick it? No, just can't get enough. Was the left wing all the way up to number 5. Jared Jelinek now going 1-on-2, rips it onto the net. Aiden Como sees it pretty well, some pushing and shoving. This game could get out of hand pretty quick, as a couple of these games, push comes to shove, the referees haven't been calling a lot this whole entire day.
No, they have been kind of keeping their whistles away for the most part in Eastern. Again, their identity is physical, but they also will get under your skin. They are like a bunch of Tom Wilsons. They will work to get under your skin. It is all a part of their game, and that's what they will do in order to essentially compromise what you've had game planned for them.
Well, the faceoff was won by the Eagles. Cal brings it in almost immediately after a missed shot by the man, number 17, Mac Tierney. Stolen again, waiting to go back on side. Subs are being made for Cal, long subs for them on the offensive end. Again, the mistakes to be made are by Eastern, just doing the small stuff. We talked about WC needs to do all the small stuff to win that game. They obviously couldn't, but they started doing better towards the end of that third period. That's where Eastern needs to thrive, is the small things. Cal's going to be too big for the britches in a situation like this. In a game where you're the home team, you can easily surprise them. So just start doing the small things. Get those cheap thrills. Win the little wars before you can win the big one. 13 minutes and 15 seconds left in this first period. Cal is up 1-0. Eastern's not going to go down without a fight, though. The man to bring it up, number 2, all by himself, is going to be Robbie Arver, the big man. Lays the line, and the puck goes into the netting, and we're going to have a pause of play.
Yeah, the Eagles look like they've had a good amount of time in the offensive zone, but they don't really necessarily have possession a lot of the time. You see the scoreboard there, 2 shots on goal only for them. So realistically, they just need to grab the puck away from Cal. They need to keep forechecking. You've seen, again, big hits from Arver. You've seen it from Dzerkis. Reverse hits even, but they need to actually keep possession of the puck and be able to cycle it and find some way to get past Tacomo, because it's not going to be easy to beat him.
And despite it only being 7 minutes in, there has been some cracks in the Golden Bears defense as of right now. There's been a couple breaks where maybe 1 or 2 passes away from the Eastern Washington Eagles from getting a good opportunity on Aiden Como. Is another big hit right here on the boards, got the crowd going. Sending into the zone is Dom Dzerkis. Aiden Como comes behind his net to pass it out to the man. Robbie Arver just can't get enough, and it's sent out to Knopp. Knopp does a bad pass right there, and it leads to easy steal for number 14 of Cal. Stolen again, number 25, Easton Del Campo. He's trying to get across the zone, makes a couple guys miss, 2-on-1. Here comes number 4, all by himself. That's Jaden Hoschner. Again, sent in, and Cal's gonna make some subs. Some dump and run hockey from Cal so far in this game, but their forecheck has been amazing. Again, Eastern Washington hasn't been set up in their zone a whole lot, just like you said, Zach. How are you gonna beat this Cal's defense? They've been dominant all year.
Yeah, I mean, you've already seen it, like some breaks here and there. They're finding holes and they're finding ways to get by them, but they're not capitalizing. They're not taking the shots, maybe even 1 too many passes, or just realistically allowing Cal to back check, allowing them the time to back check and make a play on them.
No doubt about it, looking to get out in front all by himself, just fans on the shot. Something you cannot do is mess up on a fan shot, and a great opportunity like that may have even had Como beat, as he didn't know what was happening, as that looked to seem like a broken play. A bouncing puck finds its way on the stick. My, oh my, an opportunity that you're going to be kicking yourself later tonight about that one. All the way up to Cal at the fronter of Riley Anderson's net. The shot trickles away after a good save by him. At center ice now, stolen back by number 23, Colton Fazio. Bringing in all by himself, Fazio looking to go, looking like the speedster of this team right now. Fazio sent to the center ice at the point. All by himself, shoots, rips it. Good, easy save by Riley Anderson. Blocks it down with his stick side glove. Looking for a man up in front again. Bounces off the boards to himself. Cal keeping possession. You're going to try and send it out in front. Slammed against the boards, though. Fazio all by himself, rips it. Trickles away. Doesn't go in the back of the net, though. Great save by Riley Anderson once again, and they rally behind him as an icing is going to be called, and we're heading right back down. 10 minutes and 42 seconds left in this first period. Cal up 1-0. But a pretty exciting game, even though it's only been 1 goal.
Absolutely. When we talk about big individuals out there, Robbie Arver, 6'4", 225. Dzerkis is a big one as well. But when you have a guy who is 6'4" and 205 and can move like a puck-moving defenseman or even a forward, that is huge. And Cal has a big advantage with Colton Fazio there. He had some lasers on net. Riley Anderson, luckily enough for Eastern, able to answer.
Another shot ripped on the net, doesn't hit because a man got in front of that. Good job by number 14, Jeff Lenov, of getting in front of that shot out in front. Callaghan, and they got it! Perfect precision passing.
That's going to be Lucas Fung. He was just sitting there right out front. They're going to throw one to the slot. And all day long, if you leave pretty much any Cal player right in front of the net right there, it's going to go in. It's like leaving McDavid wide open in the slot in the gold medal game. I mean, that's a pretty much guaranteed Gino. And they're going to just go up 2-0, and you just got to wonder now, Eastern, you're down 2-0, just 10 minutes into the game. Are the wind already out of your sails a little bit here?
I mean, it's hard not to think like that as we're halfway through the first period. As technically, for the rest of the game, they're on pace to make it 12-0. Obviously, that's hopefully not what happens. But it becomes a situation where Riley Anderson, Cal, you practice how you play. I have a 2-on-1 with Joel Lusk right here. If they keep it going, no, can't be found. Coming back the other way is Cal. Maybe trying to send it to center ice. No, back at the point, all by himself. Number 21 shoots, rips it. Just past the right glove of Riley Anderson. But what I was going to say is it might be a situation, you practice how you play. That looked like a practice play. And if you're Riley Anderson, you can't get there in time. That's almost physically impossible for a goaltender. You see it in Shell. It's cheese, they call that. And you cannot save that for Riley Anderson. Going back in front, looking for a cut. stolen away by Eastern, sent into the boards. A little friendly fire action right there.
Look out.
9 minutes, 45 seconds left in this first period. Cal now up 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going back to that goal. That's just one of those plays as a goaltender. You're kind of relying on your defenseman to cover that back part because there's really not everything. You can't do everything. You can't cover every bit of the crease, and you shouldn't be essentially expected to get across there. You got to have D covering guys in the slot like that, and right there he was just wide open. Lucas Fung just able to tap it home.
Getting 2 goals on only 7 shots. A recipe for success if you're Cal right now, and they're dominating in almost every facet of the game. But Eastern Washington still looking pretty good, almost a hand pass. Kept it a little bit longer than expected. Stolen away, though. It's number 2, Robbie Arver. Hits 2 guys, and 2 Golden Bears fall down to the ground. Dom DeZerkis and him on the same line now. Cleared away, should be icing. We're going to call it right then and there. We're going to head back to the other side. It is 2-0. You asked me the question, what do you think? Do you think the wind is out of your sails, Zach?
You know, I don't think it can be yet. It's the first period, of course, and you have a packed barn. I think that's where it comes into play a little bit. You have a packed barn, and you have fans around you. You have fans here to support you, and tons of them. We have not seen a crowd like this all day. They finally packed the house for their home team in support. You got to be able to just rally a little bit. Of course, if the game starts to get out of hand as we get more and more into it, obviously the wind may go out of your sails. But right now, you just got to settle it down and just know who you're going up against, and that's a tough team in Cal.
Well, a pass gets cleared into the Cal bench. But, I mean, if you're going to come back, you're going to come back. You know, with all of these fans here in a massive, massive game for the 8th seed Eastern Washington Eagles facing off into the 1 seed California Golden Bears. I mean, you can't make a comeback unless you're down. Maybe that's the plan. So, you know, I don't make the rules. You just kind of follow them. And hopefully Eastern Washington follows these rules. Good stick right there almost. Slam against the boards. Going one-on-one, rips it right into Riley Anderson's stomach, looking like a black hole as he swallows that one whole. 8 minutes, 48 seconds left in this first period. Cal's got 2 goals. Eastern Washington only 3 shots and a big old goose egg.
Yeah, and you talk about just dangerous players on Cal, and you just keep looking and you keep looking and you keep looking, and you realize just about every guy on the team is a dangerous guy. I mean, yeah. Mark Reyna from Prague, Czech Republic, he's got 28 points this season alone, a junior. He hasn't necessarily even been the brightest spot on this offense. And again, 28 points recorded. This team is just a scoring machine.
Well, Cal's got a couple guys from across the pond on their team right now, looking to rip it back in front, shooting. Stopped again. Riley Anderson staying calm, cool, and collected right there. Bring it back to center ice. Cal again, just not letting Eastern get any offensive possession time. Yeah, Eastern's maybe stopping them here and there. They're not getting the shots they want. Center in front of ice, maybe a one-timer shoots. Top right, scores! Disgusting.
Dominic Sedlak brought Mr. SB himself. Absolutely incredible. What a snipe. And again, just defensive breakdown from Eastern. And their coaching staff doesn't look too happy about it. But what are you going to do? Just so many weapons on this offense to cover. And absolutely no chance for Riley Anderson. That thing was put top right, tucked right in the inside of the net.
And it all starts happening with the passing. That pass right in front led him to, it's almost like leading your receiver. It felt like that in football. You're leading your receiver, you know, Sam Darnold, Jason's down there somewhere. Lead him to the center where there's open ice. And that's what happened right there. And he gets his second of the night, second of the period. And we still have 8 minutes to go. 3-0. Is this going how you expected, Zach?
It is now. It is now. It took a few minutes, but it definitely is now.
No, you were a little scared if you're a Golden, if you were a Cal fan right there. But behind the net, Eastern Washington trying to get back. They still got the fans on their side, and that's all that matters, you know. Bringing it back in. Cal, again, not letting them have much offensive zone time. Trying to get his Jared Jelenic. Joel Lust shoots from the point. Easy save right there from Aiden Como. Again, keeping it in the zone. Rips a shot up and almost over the pad. And we saw a goal on that about 2 times on Alexi Cool, where it went high in the air, and everybody lost it, and it found its way into the net. Almost had a magnet last game. Fazio, all by himself, the big man, 93. Looking to make a move, makes one guy miss, goes top, shoots it. Almost looked like he was trying to pass it right there. If there was a guy right there, it would have been an easy goal. Looking to beat the icing call, and he does. No! Or no, it wasn't an icing call, but it was stop icing call. I was like, man, oh man, I was almost about to throw up because the referee's call right there.
Well, we have seen some pretty poor icing calls. We've seen a lot of poor calls. It is the ACHA after all. And Joe Luss kind of snows the goalie a little bit there, maybe letting him know, hey, I'm here. I might be able to get one by you. Aiden Como, again, young sophomore, but he has been incredible and a good backbone for this team. And right now, Cal just dominating, and they look like the team to beat. They are proving why they're the #1 team in the conference.
No doubt about it. I mean, you're supposed to win a game like this, and they're supposed to be dominating, and that's what they're doing, trying to send out in front again. Good saving, diving play by the Eastern Washington defenseman, but they're going to call a penalty at for tripping, as even a man slid into Riley Anderson, who took a shot right there. Something you don't want to see is your goalie getting hit.
Yeah, and Cal's going to be shorthanded here. Eastern is going to go to the power play. It looks to be like they're going to call goaltender interference. And guilty of that is Ray Chabalco. I beg your pardon, Chabaclo. He's going to go. So now if you're, it looks like, no, I beg your pardon. They did not. You're right. They called an interference against Eastern. I stand corrected there. And now you've got, already you're down 3-0. And now you've got Cal, the high-powered offense is going to go to work on the power play. And Sean Smith is going to be the man in the box for Eastern.
Well, looking at the stats, Sean Smith has a 60% face-off win percentage. Hopefully that helps him here. With 6 minutes, 44 seconds left, and Cal's going to the power play. Up 3 goals already. Fazio out in front, looking like it's passing. Practice how you play. Almost gets a goal right there. It's going to be cleared away, and Cal's going to have to reset, regroup. This is just a dominant offense, dominant defense, dominant goaltending. There's got to be something that breaks them. It's got to be like a real steal. There's got to be something. There's going to be a crack somewhere. Maybe you're not going to see it in this Eastern Washington game, but Cal, it's a bend, don't break process for them. You know, slow but steady. They came in with all the confidence in the world last year and got shocked by UW in the championship, and all they want is revenge this year. Zach Fazio bringing in on the near face-off circle. Sends it out to a man at the point. Right back down low to the number 3 at the point. Transferring, setting screens, looking like basketball. Fazio going to try and get it now. Still at the point, Eastern Washington not doing too much. It just seems like Cal is passing back and forth behind the net. Riley Anderson out in front. Shot saved by Riley Anderson. A minute left in the power play. Back and forth at the point now. Sends it all the way around. Not a one-timer. Looks to make a guy miss. Tries to saucer it up. Can they get a little break? And it is cleared away. Good job by number 5, Jared Jelenik, being active with his stick right there.
And that's a good play by him. He's able to block the shot quite a few times there and just keep up with it just enough to get it out. Almost had a break maybe, but of course, when you're shorthanded, you're down 3, there's really no necessary need to do that, especially not in the first period, so a clear there is just as good.
Shot ripped on net, doesn't even get to Riley Anderson. The defenseman of the Eagles got in the way. You need to get some claps for that. It takes some chopstick in front of a hockey shot, or a hockey puck, man. Let me tell you that. 20 seconds left in the power play. 5 minutes left in the first period. Cal up 3-0, looking to expand that. Slammed against the boards as a Cal Woodenbear up in front, maybe looking for a guy. Saucers all the way across. What a pass, shoots. And I believe a man of the Eagles is able to get a stick on that, but what a saucer pass that was. It's cleared into the netting. They're gonna have to reset in the faceoff. It's gonna be on the far faceoff circle in Eastern Zone. 8 seconds, no, near faceoff circle, my apologies. 8 seconds left in the power play.
Well, he ripped it into the net all right, just not the right net that you're really going for. That's up into the mesh, out of play, and it might have hit a stick in front, but a great sauce pass, like you mentioned, feathered it through a couple of Eastern defensemen and just through the slot. It was beautiful.
Well, a shot right there, but the goaltender rips it in front of the net, shoots, and scores! Another gross goal.
Ryan Lee just put that thing bar down. Wow.
You heard the ding, and it went in. The Cows are coming home. Cows, you can't call it just yet. It's still 4-0, but Cows looking dominant. They're almost scoring. They're scoring on every other shot at this rate. They only have 10 shots in this game. They're almost hitting at a 50% clip. That's insane in the NBA.
No doubt.
And we're playing hockey right now, Zach. Cow is looking dominant. And you can almost feel for Riley Anderson in the game, because what can you do? These are the most perfect shots possible.
Or just defensive breakdowns. It's either one or the other. And
yeah.
Every goal that's gone in is just really not much you can do if you're Riley Anderson. You just got to feel for him, Nick. You're right.
And the seconds were ticking down. Eastern Washington out in front. Just again, can't get a shot off. Whiffed. Maybe hurt some footsteps or some skates in that kind of situation. But again, going back to that goal, I believe the seconds were ticking down. I don't know if there was 1 second left. I don't know if they're going to count it as a power play goal, but it was last second. Again, whiffing on a pass is the Eagles. Just, again, they're not, I think they're getting razzled and dazzled right now. Clearing it into the zone is number 4 of the Golden Bears. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first period. Cal's up 4-0, looking to push him in once again. Looking for a guy at the point. No, he's dribbling all by himself. He's 25. Sends it all the way around, going around town like SpongeBob's. Looking to go back and forth, and he scores!
Is that Roy Chabaclo or is that Connor McDavid?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. It looked like LaMelo Ball in high school, where he's just dribbling around in circles, playing with his food. And then he finally, again, like I said, brought it up, bringing it around town, SpongeBob style. And he's able to get to the net, make a backhand, a gross move. You might see that on ESPN Top 10 tonight. And he's able to beat Riley Anderson. Do you think about pulling a goalie just for pure mental health at this point?
I don't even know, really. I mean, there's really not much you can do against this Cal team. If they're scoring at will like that, if they're just able to do what Chabaclo just did, where he just skates around the zone and then just chooses when to go in the slot and goes just backhand at will, that's just absolutely incredible and just shows how strong this Cal team is.
Well, it's 3 minutes left in this first period. Cal is up 5-0. Shot from the point hits the Cal Golden Bears defender, so it doesn't even hit Aiden Como, the goaltender. Shots are 5-11, and it's a 5-0 game. The Golden Bears have as many goals as Eastern Washington has shots. You see that is video game numbers right there. Video game numbers, and the 1 seed is showing why they're in the number seed dominance. There's going to be icing, so we're heading all the way back to the Bears' side. 2 minutes, 49 seconds left in the first period. Cal up 5-0.
And like you said, there's 3 top teams really, and then there was a massive drop-off to the 4, and then an even bigger drop-off when you get to the 5. And then obviously 6, 7, and 8 there was just, again, very big drop-off. But when you look at Cal and how every favored team on paper has played today, Cal is doing what they're supposed to. They are winning like they're supposed to. When you look at UW, they only won 4-1 against UCSD, and Western had fits against their opponent in SJSU. So you really look at how Cal is handling this and handling the pressure. They are dominating like they should be, and they do not have a care in the world. They're looking for their first Pac-8 title for the first time in 22 years. As
Eastern Washington, they're hitting each other, so the chemistry's off and a guy falls. He's slipping and sliding on the nice shoots. Riley Anderson gets a good save right there. There's a 2-on-1 break. Things are crumbling right now for Eastern as you had 2 guys hit each other. A couple boos from the crowd. A guy can't skate on the ice. This might be the story of the season right here, just in that play, regardless of no goal.
And, crazy things happen when we're on the broadcast, and we may not get 18 ejections or anything like that, but we may see 18 goals. Cal is well on the way to do that, so we could see, very well could see that.
Well, the way this game is going, the OV better be scared because one of these Golden Bear guys might be going for his record. Tipping it away with less than 2 minutes left in this first period. Cal up 5-0. Dom DeZerkis being the man on the forecheck for the Eagles. He's had a pretty great season so far up to this point. Again, 5-0 hockey game, utter dominance by Cal, going in 1-on-2, looking to rip it, shoots it high and wide over the net of Riley Anderson. Again, even though it's 5-0, I understand that. Is Riley Anderson getting pulled?
It's interesting, you pull a goalie sometimes, even when it's not necessarily his fault, you pull him to kind of spark the team a little bit, but I just don't think there is a spark in the world that could really save Eastern right now.
Up in front, shoots it again, wide left. I thought we were getting number 6 right there, Zach. 1:20 left, though, and the clock keeps ticking. Now, Eastern's just letting open zones go as it's cleared all the way. Is it going to be icing? Yes, we're going to call icing, but there's so many defensive breakdown by the Eagles. A lot of guys, a lot of Cal Golden Bears are finding themselves just right in front of the net. It's almost like shooting practice right now.
No kidding. They're doing everything they want to, like, you're right, like it's practice. Like there's no coverage out there whatsoever. Like they're skating around cones. It is absolutely just incredible to see the clinic that Cal is putting on in every region of the ice. Neutral zone, defensive zone, offensive zone. Eastern can't get anything going, and you almost had you almost had Sedlak Broad there with a hat trick in the first period.
Yeah, you don't see that unless you're playing NHL. Like, at this point, you see better defense in my intramural flag football game than what Eastern is doing right now. Again, looking for hat trick. Fazio looking to get the win, keeping out of the zone. Eastern is moving pretty fast. They might have a 2-on-1 right here. Joel Luss, Jared Jelenek going in all by himself. And Como uses a stick. What do you use a stick as a goaltender? That's why you have it right there. Looking at gearing it in once again. Aiden Como sees it, snatches out of the wear, and does a little snaggy move. Seconds are ticking down. About 53 left in this first period. 5-0.
And it's going to be hard to get one by Aiden Como. Don't get me wrong.
It is.
It's going to be even harder to get 5 by Aiden Como, and that's currently what they need to do now. And I'm sure that lead's only going to grow more with the 40 more minutes that we still have after this period. And of course, still 53 seconds, still plenty of time for Cal to do even more damage than they already have.
And it's tipped all the way to Como, who just settles it down. Honestly, smart by him. Just don't let anything get past you. Very smart. Only 2 seconds went off the clock right there. And something that's scary to think about is that Cal probably started getting going around the 12-minute mark. So there was about 8 minutes where it was pretty even hockey. And at this point, when you're down 5-0, it's hard to play good hockey. Here comes a 2-on-1 break, potential 3-on-1 break for the Cal Golden Bears. My, oh my. Oh, they're offsides because he lost it last second. Woo! Luck of the draw right there for the Eagles.
Well, I would say the Eagles caught a big break, but well, they're already down 5-0.
Yep.
So not that big of a break, but nonetheless, it could have been 6-0, and it probably would have been there 3-on-1.
Yep.
3 Golden Bears against 1 Eagle. That Eagle was going to get mauled, really. 37 seconds left, and we'll just see if Cal can cash in on that missed opportunity, make up for it in any way, or if we're going to go to the end of the first at 5-0.
Honestly, if I'm Cal's coach, that's what I'm yelling in the locker room at them, that exact play. It's 5-0, and like you just brought up, 5-0 is better than 6-0 for the Eagles. Jelenek shoved off the puck all the way to his man, Joel Lusk. Lusk now looking for a guy. Shoved down on the boards. No call. I believe there hasn't been that many calls. It's been purely 5-on-5 hockey the whole way through. Looking to go once again, number 17 with 10 seconds left. Makes the guy miss, almost a toe drag, looking like Cole Carlson for the WSU fans out there going down by himself. Lusk trips down Jelenek, try to get back in. Como gets it to go in 0.4 seconds, and they let the clock just tick down. It's a 5-0 game, and that is going to be it for the first period. My, oh my. For what was a pretty even 8 minutes of this first period, completely turned on its head, and Cal proves why they're number 1. They didn't take a plane all the way here just to lose or get upset, especially who cares in front of these home crowd. My, oh my, the Golden Bears are looking stupendous.
No doubt about it. They look absolutely fantastic. Again, dominating every facet you could think of, absolutely anything, whether that's defensive zone, offensive zone, neutral zone, board battles, winning races. They just look better at everything and by a very large margin. You can only imagine what is going through the heads right now of Eastern. You're down 5-0. And if you're a senior, what do you even really have mentally in there to kind of, I guess, deter the negativity that's creeping in?
Honestly, there's not a lot of things you can do. Something that always works for me is sometimes you just laugh it off. Like, it's like, wow, I'm down 5-0 right now. Incredible. You can't think too much about it. It's one of those situations. There's not a lot you can say. It's 5-0 already. Coach Lubanachi says you need 5 goals to win a game. They have 5 right now. You know, even if Eastern gets 5 goals, it's going to overtime. Keeping that in mind, I'm Connor Simmons, joining with Zach McFarlane. We'll get underway for the second period. Make sure you guys subscribe of KUGR Hockey, and we'll catch you guys for a puck drop of the second period.
You are listening to a KUGR sports production.
Another rushing touchdown for what might be the best rushing quarterback in all of college football right now.
Your eyes and ears for every WSU sporting event.
What a play! What a kill by Brewstad!
Listen live to games on YouTube at KUGR Sports.
Underneath it, Johnstone makes the grab and wins the game. Washington State wins it 7-5. Logan Johnstone makes the snag.
And now, here are your hosts.
You're listening to Cougar Hockey on KUGR.
Connor, did somebody call the cops?
I don't know, dude.
Because it's 5-0 in this one, 150 until the two teams hit the ice, and it has been just pure dominance on one side of things, and there is really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It has been just completely one-sided. Cal looking like the team to beat. They're the #1 team, and they are showing that for a reason. 5-0 coming into the second. Do you have any advice for Eastern coming into the period two?
Call the fire department, maybe, not 911, because Cal is hot. This is one of those games, even as a broadcaster, where you feel bad. This isn't WSU, where we can sit there and just critique, blah, 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 all these things. This isn't our teams. This is one of those things you feel bad. Commentating the game, I was play-by-play for that first period, and I still got to do it third period, but there's times where I just was like, and you want to look away. There's not a lot of moments. This is just, it almost feels like one of those games where it's just like, when can it end? Obviously, there's still 40 minutes of hockey to be played within these games, but the shots aren't that far off. The shots are Eastern Washington 9, and then Cal 13, but the goals are 5-0. It has been just, I don't even know what to call it.
I think, to mark your point, Riley Anderson, he was probably wondering when that period was going to end, and I'm sure he couldn't wait to get into that intermission because he had a rough time and was unfortunately left out to dry. There was really not much he could do on pretty much all 5 goals that Cal did score. If you were to give a score prediction here for the rest and the remainder of the 40 minutes that we have left, of course guaranteed, barring that Eastern doesn't have a very miraculous historic comeback in this game, what might that look like? Do you think Cal keeps up with their efforts, or do you think maybe they taper off in the end and really don't pour it on as much?
That's a hard one to say, because I truly, it's hard to watch film on Cal. They're one of those guys that, they haven't had a lot of close games. So I wonder if it's a situation where they already think it's out of reach. We're about to find out here in the second period, at least very early on how they want to play the rest of this game, because we're going to find out probably after this puck drop. I can give you an answer within the first minute of the second period. I can tell you that right now. I think this game's going to go double digits for Cal, though.
No doubt.
I think easily, but keeping that in mind, they have let a couple breakaways go, and Eastern has spanned on a couple shots. I can see this being an 11-2 hockey game.
I could easily see the same, even maybe 0. Eastern has had only a few chances and just have not been able to capitalize on them, have messed them up somehow. Lead to Chabaclo, and it will be dumped in. Fung will chase in after it. Josh Boot trying to get away from Cal Golden Bears, and will kind of run into the official a little bit, and nonetheless give it away to Chabaclo. Got it right back through a knife play. Feathered pass ahead for Joel Lusk, one of the most dangerous men in the league. Joel Lusk moving on in, right circle, fed one in front, and that one rattles around the outside of the cage and does not go. 35 seconds gone by in the first, and Eastern with the first real scoring chances. This one comes all the way down. Mac Turney races it for an icing, and Eastern, again, a good start for them, but you just have to be able to put scoring chances home, especially against Cal.
Honestly, they had a great start to even the first period. Those first 8 minutes, regardless of it being 2-0, those just were incredible goals by Cal. It was those last 12 minutes of the first period where it was just, who's the #1 seed? We're the #1 seed. And Eastern Washington had no answers. So take that with a grain of salt of how fast they're starting right now.
And you're seeing 3-10-1 in conference versus the #1 team who doesn't lose very often, especially not in Pac-8 play. Cal #1 for the second consecutive season.
They're like me in life. They just don't lose. Eastern, you got to try and find something to get going. These guys have top 2 heavy lines, so that's where I said those 2 goals can't come in any fashion.
And it's going to have to be from their top guys. Depth is not in the back pocket of Eastern by any means. Look out here. Here comes SB moving in, right circle, fed one across, beautiful sauce to Reyna, and just couldn't connect. Now back the other way comes Eastern, maybe a 2-on-1 for themselves. Here's a shot over, and did Zerkas had it knifed off his stick. And now Pellerin recovering in the neutral zone.
There's just opportunities. We've seen 3 or 4 missed opportunities or whiff shots that at least make Cal kind of, sweat a little bit. Eastern just can't get it to go right now. It's not looking too great for them.
And Sedlak Broad was looking for number 3 on the night. He almost had a hat trick in the first frame itself. And Eastern's just going to have to do something to turn the tide here. Leaving that off, and in comes Nickish. Golden Bears still holding it in their own end. Reyna in the opposite corner from us here. And Nickish comes out with it for Eastern. Looks at his options at the point, tries to throw one, and that one blocked away. Look out, moving on in, all alone, Mizuno. And he pushed it wide, but a penalty coming up. The referee doesn't signal a penalty shot despite it being a clear breakaway. And we'll go to a slash, and the Eagles are going to go back to being shorthanded, and again, not ideal for the situation you're in right now if you're Eastern.
Well, it's going to be on number 27, Adam Pellerin. It should be a penalty shot right now, but they don't call it. So honestly, Adam Pellerin did the correct choice right there. He had to foul him, do something to disrupt him, as it looked like Riley Anderson got beat on the backhand once again.
And Kodai Mizuno, he's got 11 this season, at least putting it in the back of the net himself. 16 more apples to count on that for a total of 27 points this season. The man from Yokohama, Japan. He is incredible, and he's a young gun for this California team. And Berkely will definitely be successful as long as he is in the lineup. Chabaklo in below the goal line, comes right out in front, and stopping that is Anderson. He got the better of Chabalco that time, and Chabaklo is the same one who did the McDavid-esque move earlier, skated around the zone and found it home on the backhand. He tries to do the same, but this time, double threes was ready.
Well, man, something you got to sit there and awe. This is just a super cool, incredible, and unique team with Cal. These guys are just all across the world, and they're coming together and playing such amazing high-level hockey. You could just got to sit there and awe at it.
Mizuno gets in himself, just goes down low below the goal line. No pressure below the goal line there to Fung, who just really could have taken it himself. At the point again, Mizuno gets it back for himself. At the near wall, Fung. Mizuno and Fung play a little catch. Fung looks out in front, looks at his options, sent one out front, save made, rebound, puck scrambles at the right side of the cage and comes out to the opposite corner. Now vying away for it in the corner. The Golden Bears down on the ice, and it comes to the back. Sedlak Broad over. Pass across to the circle. Sent one in front again. Just quite can't get a handle on it there. Again, Sedlak Broad fakes the shot. Now lets it go, and a save is made again. That is Anderson stopping that, and he is holding strong. Fazio skating around out there with speed at a mere 6'4", 205. This Cal team is just unbearable to deal with, no pun intended.
I like what you did there, and I think we go back to Riley Anderson. Despite 17 shots, he's got 12 saves with 5 goals. Riley Anderson is making some incredible saves. Some of these goals are just borderline impossible to stop and save. That's why these are the best of the best. We're comparing them to top-line players like Cal McCall or Connor McDavid for a reason, because they're doing S-type of plays.
You almost wonder, with the talent they have, how they haven't won it since 2004. Here's a rip shot on net. And again, blocked away by Anderson. Power play still going. 37 to go on the power play. I'd be surprised if they didn't cash in here. At the point, one-timer from Jason Lee, let it go. And a bounce off the stanchion right to the Eagles. And they're able to clear it 25 seconds to go. And just like I was saying earlier, with the talent they have, going undefeated last year and losing to Washington in the championship, keeping them at just one championship ever in 2004, and they have not won it since.
Well, it's such a weird predicament because I wasn't even born. Zach, you have to tell me, because you were running your dinosaur to school back in those kind of days. What did that championship look like?
I wish I could tell you. I don't think that they had as good a team as they do now. And the fact that they did not win it last year, you just wonder what happened against Washington. And again, it's looking like it's going to shape out to be just that again. Did Zerkis, nice move, a little toe drag. Now it's Pellerin's turn to try and do the same and can't. Turning with it, oh my goodness, Smith is sent hard into the boards. He was crushed along the corner. Loose puck comes out front, and a shot that whistles wide and high of the cage, and Cal able to get it out. Chabaklo trying to retrieve the puck in the neutral zone, and now he gets it through the blue line. Chabaklo shielding the puck, moving in, tripped as he went down to the ice,
No call.
but no penalty. To the back, now deflected, right on target. Riley Anderson got a trapper on that. An incredible save, my goodness, Goebel. The shot came from him, and it was directed right near the trapper.
Well, with Eastern Washington, like we said, we're going to keep saying it the whole time until they start to get something to go. They're having flashes of potential. You can see, even though they're worst team in the league, throughout the whole season, they're showing flashes of them playing really good hockey. So it makes you think of whether it's a coaching situation or just discipline. Whatever it is, Eastern can get it done. The talent's there is all I'm trying to get at.
It's like trying to start an old car.
Yeah.
You turn the key, and it goes in a little bit, and then it shuts off, and it just keeps happening for this Eagles team. And again, right there, a chance that could have been, but just a mental mistake, a mental error, and an offsides, and now you're right back to square one.
Hey, well, I got another comparison for you. How about a Wii? We know it's old, it still kind of works, it's still super fun, but it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know why I even said Wii, honestly.
Elijah Nickish will take the draw for the Eagles. He'll go against Kodai Mizuno. Faceoff is won by the Golden Bears. Mizuno victorious on the dot outside his own zone. Dump back in from the Bears. Reyna in after it against Tierney. Fielded now by Sedlak Broad. In below the goal line, Peller in the opposite corner now. Trying to fight that one with Mizuno. Out front, Sedlak Broad sauces one over. There's a bear and a shot. Great stop again. Riley Anderson gloves that one away from Simon Mantoni.
Well, Riley Anderson, I know it's a 5-0 game, but he's keeping them in this game. I'm glad they didn't pull him because these kind of saves are getting his confidence, momentum up, and help with like that mental health kind of aspect of this game. Cal's still putting it on as they're hitting it 20 shots as of right now. After that shot, there's a goal every 1 and 4 for Cal right now.
Riley Anderson, we saw him get pulled in the series against Washington State, who they really struggled against Washington State this time around this year, being swept in a game where they blew a 3-1 lead and then lost 10-5. And again, we saw them put Scoobialla in to back up. And Scoobialla had faced maybe a few shots in the first couple minutes and let almost all of them in.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to say. That could have been just a bad weekend. Right now, I'm not going to say they're playing bad because they honestly aren't playing bad. They're just playing against Cal. This is what Cal makes every team look like. Regardless, I know they're the 8th seed. They haven't had the greatest year of all time. I don't want to say it's a bad game.
Look out. Out in front again. Riley Anderson sprawling to make a save. Rebound one more time. Pillows it to the corner. Golden Bears still keeping the pressure on. Drop pass. Ooh. And that's a nice play there. Here's a chance in front, and again, a blind pass through the slot. Nothing comes of it, and the Bears unable to keep it alive. And Leonov now to Del Campo leading the charge. Del Campo gets around one and a shot shrugged up into the mesh by Como. No problem, dusts off the shoulder. And we have a stoppage of play with 12:57 to go in period 2. Still scoreless through this frame.
Well, a great opportunity again, showing some flashes right there. It's like a snap of a finger. We went down from a couple great saves by Riley Anderson to, on the other end, Ray Como has to think about a shot a little bit. And that's something you just want to do right now. Eastern, just get one on the board, get rid of this goose egg.
We have not seen a shutout today. Although we have been close, even UW was scored on the power play from UCSD. But Eastern creating chances. The shots at the end of the first period, 13-9. And yet the game was 5-0, now 22-12. And a penalty is coming up. This seemingly is against the native from Prague, Czech Republic. Gonna be Mark Reyna, who's gonna go to the box. And the crowd getting back into it a little bit. Their team with an opportunity offensively to make something happen.
Well, this is the first time we've heard the whistle since I want to say like the 14, 15-minute mark of that first period. The refs are finally being heard. My eyes were off the exact play because the puck was coming the other direction. But again, a golden opportunity. This is the top line we've talked about all. This is where Eastern thrives. They're a very top-heavy team, and this is where they can slowly but steady, you know, maybe get a goal or two. Is on this power play.
And we'll see what happens here. Opportunity. Del Campo kept it alive with his glove at the blue line. Lusk sends one down low. Harver to grab it off and relay it along the opposite half wall. Del Campo, a little give and go. Not on the same page as Pellerin, and this one banked out to Mizuno, and an opportunity for him. One-on-one, dances around, and Del Campo getting the stick in play to make it happen. Did not quite get embarrassed, and Harver stumbles down to the ice. Mizuno, and now you have Cal just playing a little bit of keep away here from the Eagles.
Well, I like to call this Jackie Moon. Just keep passing back and forth. You need to waste time at this point in the game. But sending it up, I believe that was one of the Nickish brothers sent it up, trying to get it to Robbie Arver, and it was just like, why? The pass was way off, and it gave Cal about another 30 seconds to clear, and just about dead space right there and dead timing. Just you can't make those. Just take it up yourself, you know? Have some confidence. You got to get something going right now. Why not let it be you?
Have to play with confidence in order to score on this Cal Bears team, and Aiden Como especially out in front. Luska's shot shrugged away again, spinning one Nickish in and out the side of the net. Harver in behind, threw one back out in front, and again it comes back to Jelinek. Jelinek throws one down low, spinning play out in front. One more time, Lusk again toward the goal, punched away by the blocker of Como. At the sidewall again, and then a missed pass. It goes all the way up the wall and down for Tierney. He's got to retrieve it, and only 28 ticks left on the Mark Reyna penalty.
Again with the passing, but this has been a great power play for the Eagles. Getting a lot of good shots, making Aiden Como think about it.
Joe Lusk right in, dancing around, short side, comes out front, and the bouncing puck will go right out to center. A race on for it, one out by Tierney, and he is pursued there by Funk. Able to get it to Knott. That one blocked by the stick. A great play there defensively by Tyson Storr, the captain of this Golden Bears team. What an honor that must be to wear the C of a team who just has endless talent at every region of the ice. This one played by a high stick, and if it's touched by a Barrett, no, they won't call it.
Yeah.
They let it be, and now an opportunity. Sedlak Broad threw one in front, and Chabaklo now with a nice move and sent it out in front now to the back. It comes to the point. Tracing the circle a little bit. Chabaklo calms it down, goes back to his other man. Moving right in, the shot short side goes wide. That was Trent Taruya looking for an opportunity there. Eagles just trying to work it out any way they can. Did Zerkis to grab it at the near half wall, throws it all the way down. Maybe a Pasternak-style play here, and Jelinek unable to get there first. The bounce goes right to Como, and we are past the halfway point of period 2. And although we are seeing a little bit of domination, the scoreboard hasn't changed as far as goals, and the shots rather close.
That's where, like, this game is very confusing. Of course, you and me are on the call for that. But going back to Jared Jelinek sprinting down the ice. If you're a coach, you love that. Gets the icing called off. Those little plays will add up at one point. It might not result in a win. You're playing Cal. You got to do almost borderline everything perfect to beat a team like this. They're moving really fast. Their passing's perfect. They can stop on a dime on the ice. They can do some of the hardest things you can even think of. But Eastern Washington is just, they're slowly working there. I'm glad they haven't lost a beat. They're still playing how Eastern Washington plays.
Aggressive, harsh forecheck, very, very physical. That's their identity. And one thing you can't do is lose your identity. It is absolutely how they play, and it works. Except when you run into a buzzsaw like the Cal Golden Bears. Here's a shot off the mark on a tipped play. Now Leonov, oh my goodness, a huge reverse hit. And him with a little bit of help from Boot and now Pellerin are going to be able to at least get the rolling puck across the blue line and out. Now the Eagles retrieving in their own zone and calming things down. A nice feather pass ahead, and that one gets a little kind of reach around his body there. And Nickish puts it back below the goal line. On a knee there is Leonov near the boards, and a penalty coming up. The arm is up of the official, but I'm not sure who it's on. It is a trip, and it seemingly is against Leonov of the Eastern Eagles. And so the Cal Golden Bears are going to go back to the power play. and an opportunity for them to make it 6-0 and their first goal of the frame.
Again, little things. There's just certain things, Eastern Washington, they do things that it's like, why did you do it? Like, just think a little bit harder. Like some of these passes where it's like, why would you force that pass? Again, right here, he fell to the ground. He didn't need to move his stick or anything like that. No, proceeds to trip him up, and now the Golden Knights, one of the best power plays this Pac-8's ever seen, is going on it right now.
Yes, we have a stick flying. It came from Nickish, Elijah Nickish from Eastern. His stick was clearly knocked out of his hands and flew into the air. Patrick Liu dumping this puck, and we haven't called his name very much tonight so far. But of course, you shift up the lines a little bit once you get a 5-0 lead as Liu carries it in through the right circle. Spins away from trouble and surveys the field. As Mizuno sends it across. Top of the circle there, Sedlak Blad looking for his options. Tried to feather it through, unable to, poked further, and a great play, brilliance. Diving effort there from Fazio to take that out of harm's way. Back skating, finds it to Fazio, top of the slot, big save made. Anderson's got it.
Fazio kicking himself after that one. He said some questionable words that we can't say on the broadcast because, like I said, there's so many moments where they're in no man's land, especially Riley Anderson's land, where all you see, it almost feels like they're on a shootout, on a breakaway. They're so wide open in the center of ice. That is where you want to do it. That's where you practice. That's where you pick your spot, pick your poison. And, of course, Fazio can't get it to go. Now I'd be pretty upset, too.
Power play still on, 1:10 left in that. Lee walks in, and a shot through traffic is right into the stomach of Riley Anderson. He didn't really see it, and he didn't have to. It was right in the eagle on his jersey, and if there's one thing you really can't score on a shot like that, it's when you put it in the goalie's stomach.
Well, Kate says it all the time, don't shoot at the stomach, and that's my only critique.
Chabakla walks right in, and again sprawling out to make a stop. Golden Bears not going away so quickly, though. Here's a cross-ice pass. Lee sent one down low, directed right on goal. Save, rebound, scramble there, and it kicks out to the corner. Golden Bears still pushing the Eagles to the brink. 45 to go on the power play. Back to the point it comes, gliding the line. Send it back. There's Lee. Walks in, a shot, blockered away, rebound, again, stashed out to the slot. Fake shot, Chabaklo blocking that one. Unbelievable effort. And now a late shot here, and maybe something. No, the linesman break this up. No penalty is going to be called. And maybe, just maybe, getting away with one there was Jaden Hofacker for the Eastern Eagles.
It was 5-0 to end the first period, Zach. There's 7 minutes left in the second period. It's still 5-0. This is where we talked about Eastern can't compete with them. They can. Don't get me wrong, man, Riley Anderson's keeping them in this game. He might end up with a 900 save percentage at this rate. But, man, Cal is just keeping it pouring right now.
Mizuno leaves it off for Lou. Beg your pardon. That was Fazio. This one sent in front blindly. Almost got a redirection like they were looking for. Fazio across. Lou, opposite circle. Down low and had his man in Fung. But intercepting that with his stick was Knopp, and he directs it up into the mesh.
Well, Knopp might have just saved that 6th goal right there. That was a one-timer you see from Ovi, Leon Draisaitl. That was set up to a tee. Looked like he was hitting off a team like it was golf.
14 seconds left in the power play, and seems as though the referees weren't quite ready, and so we will do it again. To the right of Riley Anderson. Face-off is won by the Golden Bears. Mizuno patiently waits. Fazio and him now trade spots. A little crisscross. Fazio a shot from the point, didn't go. Active bounce off the back wall. Gliding back to the point, sending it for Fazio. Hopping over the stick of Mizuno, but recovering and sending it back again. Feeding it over. Here's Sedlak Broad. He scores! And there's gonna be no hats. But that is a hat trick for Sedlak Broad. And it's 6-0, and just as the power play expired, the Golden Bears extend their lead.
Well, we've said it so much tonight. You're leaving guys open in the middle where they can choose whatever. They're also the best team in the league. Did we mention that? You're leaving too many open guys. Of course they're going to score, and it's bound to happen at this point, and it did happen. 6-0 hockey game, 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second period.
Sedlock Broad registering not just 22, not just 23, but goal number 24 on the season. He's having himself quite a year, moving up to 41 points. And he has had himself a game here tonight, and you just can't leave a guy who's got 2 goals already wide open in the slot and allow him to walk in with that much space. But again, mental errors. The Eagles were just about to kill the penalty, didn't have enough men out there to deal with it. But now Lusk, he's got speed. He's going to speed around. Backhander trying to catch Como off guard. The rebound kicked out. And a rebound. Loose puck comes in behind the cage. Lusk plays it out in front again. A blind pass through the slot, and it's directed out by his stick. Pellerin comes back to retrieve.
Man, these Eagles just make mayhem happen. Things happen so fast with these guys. You'd think they get down after the 6th goal of the game. They're not really in this game. But then they come down and Joe Lusk has a tip. Oh, Jared Jelenik's in there. Oh, Como doesn't know where the puck is. There's so many things happen in a matter of 3 seconds with the Eastern Washington Eagles.
And you wouldn't be surprised if they did get on the board just once with the way that they have thrown pucks at the net and caused confusion and chaos in front of the cage. That, again, part of their identity. Just be physical, just do things to make opportunities, create chances. That is what they're best at. Of course, you may not win the game, especially in a game where you're playing Cal, who's playing at just such an elite level, but you will most likely get on the board, at least unless Aiden Como decides to have a master class directed on net here. That is Chabaclo, but again, Anderson denies that as Scubiala looks on from the bench still. You wonder if you see an appearance from him at all in this one.
Honestly, at this point, I'm cheering Riley Anderson. He's having a great game. You can't say he's not. He's having a great game. I wouldn't be surprised if Cal's head coach is cheering for Riley Anderson. This is just amazing what he's doing right now, despite letting up 6 goals early in the second period. 5 minutes left in the second period. 6-0 hockey game. The #1 seed Cal is out in front.
If this continues, Cal would play the University of Southern California tomorrow. And the other matchup in the semifinal would be the University of Washington taking on Western Washington in the other semifinal. So that would be quite a matchup, and both games definitely a much better fit than any of the ones that we saw today. But Western and UW would be definitely one to see, as here's a bouncing puck covered and sprawling out to stop play. There is Como. But again, when we look at those semifinals tomorrow, it just really shows the drop-off in the Pac-8. When you have the bottom 4 teams eliminated, it shows now how much better the competition gets and how much more even the games become.
Well, no, it turns, because look at Western Washington. Last year, they were one of the bottom teams, and they had a great recruiting class and stuff like that. It's something we should bring up. We're calling the semifinals games tomorrow, which should be fun and super entertaining, but also with the semifinal matchups, it's one Washington team will make it, and then one California team will make it. So it might be a battle versus the states too.
No doubt. And here's a shot. Lee rang it off the pipe. That one sent right off the iron. And Cal close to making it 7-0 and putting up an official touchdown and extra point on this Eastern team, as the Eagles just trying to break it out, and maybe an opportunity here. Nickish moving on in, shielding the puck out in front. Como gets crushed. Oh my goodness, the arm is up. He got his chin taken off on that one. And now we have a whistle. Arms are up from both officials with orange stripes, and they are pointing at the man who is responsible for Como absolutely getting clotheslined right there.
I'm surprised the fight didn't break out, Zach. Honestly, I'm not even part of these schools. I don't go to any of these schools. I almost jumped on the ice and started fighting. You cannot hit a goalie like that. Are you kidding me? Especially Aiden Como, who's technically the best goalie still left in these playoffs. He has got to be healthy going forward. And man, he took a shot. This is hockey. You got to be a man. But boy, oh boy. Cal, I understand you're the 1 seed, but you got to fight back. I don't care if it's the 8 seed. I don't care if you're up 6-0. Protect your goalie.
No doubt, you have to protect your goaltender, just like in football. You protect your quarterback, your goaltender, the last line of defense. He is a man who really has many rules against hitting him at really any point of the ice. In the NHL, you have the trapezoid. He has a protection area, as he can't really defend himself. And right there, he did not see that one coming. Lou goes down low below the goal line. Sedlick Broad, bigger pardon, that is Fung. Now it comes back to Sedlick Broad. Spinning in circles, saucing one through. Lou looks at options, across, back to the slot, and a shot that whistles wide. Lou shovels one back to the point. Nice move from Sedlick Broad, in to out, hands it off. And one more time, Fazio. Lou, passing clinic here, and Sedlick Broad across the way, unable to tap it home, and this one is fired down.
3 minutes left in the second period. Cal on the power play. There's a minute 10 left in this power play. Looking to make it go from 6 to 7 on the scoreboard.
Here's Lou in the corner. Stops and starts and sends it back for Fazio. Fazio tracing the inside of the circle there near the slot. Mizuno kind of fans that one, but he does get the rolling puck to go all the way around the end board and then back again on a backhand here. Fung vying for it with an Eastern defenseman. That's Mac Tierney coming out front. Fazio on a shot punched away by the blocker of Anderson and lifted back out, pinched all the way down to Cal's end. And now again, relentless pressure. Here's a sauce pass out in front, looking for Chabaclo was Sedlick Broad. SB was looking for another assist and another point on the night. Couldn't quite find it.
Well,
Cal.
it looked like one of those situations where you said there's a lot of sauce. Sometimes you want your burger plain. That you didn't need too much on that, as it seemed to trickle away from Fazio after that saucer pass.
No doubt, and they had a break, let alone you really didn't need the sauce. You could have been a little bit more precise with the pass, and now a shot that goes up into the mesh. With 2:09 to go in period 2, and only one goal we have seen in this period. But of course, if you were to take a guess, yes, it is from Cal. They have made it 6-0, but a huge drop-off in really the progress they have made offensively from that first period, scoring 5 in really a matter of about 6 minutes.
Yeah, after that about 8-minute mark where it was a 2-0 hockey game, it seemed like everything was going their way. Another great save right there by Riley Anderson, sees the puck clearly, but this is what I like to call one of those games. I call it a Russell Westbrook game where you're statting the pads. Everybody's getting on the score sheet. Like, they have been doing this the whole year though, so it's nothing unusual for Cal. They just keep on scoring. Everybody's got above 10 points on this team. It's incredible.
The Eagles are in trouble here. This is presumably their final game of the season, of course, at least regulation-wise. Didzerkis, though, has an opportunity. Walks in, a shot-safe rebound, looking for the stick of Arver, but kicked away just enough from Como, getting it out of harm's way. This one let out in front, fed it across, they score! No shutout in Chidi. The Eagles have struck, and it is 6-1, thanks to Sean Smith.
Boy, oh boy, is it loud in here. That's how you know you got true fans. It was a 6-0 hockey game, and they got one. Also, we're not going to talk about the passing. Again, there could have been selfish hockey right there, but they don't let the 6-0 hockey games get in their way. What a pass, and it's basically an empty net goal. Como was completely out of place.
Sean Smith stashing home a beautiful pass from Robbie Arver, and it's back to a 5-goal game. Del Campo moves in. Short side tried to sneak it by and could not. Como with just great movement in the crease, able to reset himself so quickly, really quicker than most goalies that I've seen at this level. Bouncing puck comes back to the point again. Eastern one more time, and a quick wrister from the point, let go, but it is easily gloved down by the Cal goaltender.
Well, what a great opportunity. Got the crowd buzzing. That was a great goal. And again, showing some flashes every here and there. And wouldn't that be sure to tell if somehow Eastern made this a game? I'd write it in the Daily Evergreen. I'm not even in that club.
1:23 to go. That would be one for the books for sure. Washington State was trying to accomplish that earlier in the day, but they came up about 3 goals short, as did most other teams today. Eastern trying to break it out. A soccer play, and now a 3-on-1 opportunity if they hurry. Dropping it back. Lusk sent it down low, and a great play is made by Taruya, who slid like he was in a baseball game to block that passing lane. The loose puck skitters into the corner. Now it squirts out into miscommunication from the Eagles there, and they're going to give it up. A nice chip play now from the Bears, and they're able to get it out and at least get out of harm's way, but back come the Eagles again, a little bit relentless here. Walking in, Knopp tried to dangle by and couldn't do it with 36 to go in period 2. Puck is settled down by Cal.
At this point, it's just a fun game for the Eagles. Obviously, you don't want to lose, but it's not looking the best or brightest, obviously. You know, we still got 20 more minutes of hockey, 24 seconds ticking underway, but you just got to start having fun.
And that's a good sign there. Parker Wade able to race out and cause that not to be icing. Still putting in effort despite the score. 10 seconds left here in the second period. And the Eagles now with a little bit of a scrum there in behind the cage. This one fed out front off a stick. 2 seconds and 1. The horn goes. The period has come to an end. Frame number 2 is done, finished, and over. And the Eagles and Bears, at least in that frame, tied at 1 goal apiece. Unfortunately for the Eagles, they were already down 5-0 to begin the period. So it is not enough to really stay in the game. And so now final 20 minutes coming up. And it's a 6-1 hockey game. Cal looking to go back to the semifinal for the 2nd straight season, and trying to take that team on the revenge tour and complete it, as we've mentioned before. And Connor, if you're the Eastern Eagles, you've got essentially what's 20 minutes probably left in your season. If you're a senior on the Eagles, I mean, what's the mindset?
Well, I tried telling this with Kate, where it's just a situation of just have fun. With WSU, at least, they couldn't get to go, but it looks like Eastern Washington overall just has a better mental state with being down in this game, maybe because they've been down a lot this whole entire year. They are technically the worst team in the division. That's, you know, no hard feelings there. But it becomes a situation of they got the whole crowd here. You know, maybe I want to get a goal in front of mom and dad. Doing stuff like that, have some. They got to be able to have some fun. They got to understand they're playing Cal. Also, that was an amazing period by them. It was 1-1. If you take away that first period of 5 goals, obviously you can't. That's a 1-1 hockey game, and you're the 8th seed who just tied a period with the best team in the division. That's impressive. That's something you can build off. That's something you can go home and brag about. Just keep having that good game. You know, it's hockey. I keep saying this. You're playing at a high level, Division II hockey. You're playing against the best team at this high level. Have some fun with it. Why not, you know?
No doubt. And you kind of talked about, you know, hypothetically taking that first period away. And in this case, Eastern would really be like the Justin Herbert of Josh Allen as far as hypothetical goes. They would be in this game if they could just forget that first period, but you can't. And it was so atrocious that now it's a 5-goal game despite having a very even period on the scoreboard, at least, against Cal, the best team that there is to offer in this division. Nonetheless, 6-1 your score. I'm Zach McFarlane alongside Connor Simmons. You're watching KUGR. We've got 1 more period to go today to complete our full 12 for the day. And don't go away. We will be right back.
listening to Cougar Hockey on KUGR.
Utter dominance is underway, Zach. At this point, I am speechless. We do mostly WSU games. We called a couple UW games. Not a lot of Cal games, but is this how they usually play?
Well, Cal has been great all season. Of course, they were great last season. They were even better last season. But of course, you lose the championship game. We've said that many, many times. But it's just something you can't forget. You go 32-0. And then you lose. You lose to a team who, yes, is a good program, won their second in 3 years, but you lose to a team you shouldn't lose to when you are the undefeated top dog. And now you've got an opportunity where you are just dominating as you should be when other teams that are supposed to be with your level are struggling against teams of the level that you are dominating. And so that's when you can kind of get a nice peek at what the championship might look like. And Cal definitely has something going for them this year. This could be their year, at least for the first time in 22 years.
It's been a while. It truly has been a while, but something I think we should bring up because it's that part of the game with third period. We're wearing all black right now, as obviously you guys can tell about 2-3 seconds ago. But keeping that in mind, we're basically at Eastern Washington's funeral right now. It is not looking too great. We're in all black outfits. It's getting kind of sad. The crowd's still involved, which you love to see. You have the intermission games, were always fun. This is a great arena. Shout out Travis, helps us out so much. And obviously the people at home that are watching, that usually are WSU Cougar fans, people watching right now, you guys are amazing. Make sure you guys subscribe so we can get our 500 subscriber goal and start making money off of doing this KUGR hockey. We love to do it so much. This is the only KUGR broadcast that can actually show you the game and not get copyrighted whatsoever. So we're the official owners. Yeah, me and Zach are. That's exactly what's happening. And third period's underway. 6-1 hockey game. Like you said, there is no more goose eggs. There's not going to be a shutout in this first round of the Pac-8 playoffs. Looking to go out front again, rings the bell. Almost one of the greatest plays you'll see in a while as he dove out. I think that's, you press L1 in Shell to do all that. Easter coming in once again, shoots another great opportunity, and this game's moving so fast in the third period. That is 30 seconds in and 2 immaculate shots for both teams. Oh, I should slow down. I should slow down. Here comes Cal once again, looking for a man as number 3. Loses it between the refs' legs right there. But number 5, Jelenik, going all by himself with his man. Rips one. Almost a glove save by Como. He does able to get a hand on it, just can't catch it. 2 guys falling over each other right there. That was number 19. Cleared back into the zone. Cal's going to look to regroup in the first minutes of this third period is done, Zach, and it'll probably slow down because that first minute was very fast.
Yeah, that was a quick start for both sides. Like you mentioned, 2 grade A chances, 1 coming from each side, and here's another one.
A shot high and a good save by the man, Riley Anderson. As you can only feel for him. He's having a magnificent game. He's got 29 saves, and that puck goes out into the netting.
He has been nothing short of enormous for this Eastern team, and unfortunately, that's not enough. 1 good goalie in between the pipes, 1 good performance can't always be enough. Carey Price never won a Stanley Cup. It was just never enough. You have to have a supporting cast, and he has been left out to dry many times. My goodness, what a hit that was.
Tom DeZerkis always seems to be on the end of some kind of hit. What a hit that was right there. But going back to winning, Riley Anderson, I guess you just have to feel for him. Him and Alexi Kuhl just can't get to do enough to get the win under their belts here tonight. I mean, hey, I'm not going to count Riley Anderson out just yet. He's got about 18 more minutes, but he can't control it, just like Dustin Wolf says for Calgary. I can't be the offense.
Can't score goals from the blue paint.
Cannot score goals. 18 minutes left in this third period. 6-1 hockey game. Cal looking to go in for the backhand, saved right there by Anderson. Another out in front, easy goal, they score. Able to find a Riley Anderson out of position, and Cal gets number 7.
An official touchdown, and the extra point is good for the Cal Bears. And that one is interesting because we've talked about how good Anderson's been all night, but that one, he was out of position for a long time and could have definitely gotten back to the crease to be a little bit more centered and squared up with the puck. but he just wasn't, and he took way too long getting back, and it's inexcusable as far as that goes, specifically that play. But of course, he has had a great game up until that point.
Well, if you keep throwing the egg, it's going to crack, and we have another goal in the backhand, as that one seemed to beat Riley Anderson in the 5-hole.
And 2 goals already in the first 2:19 of the third period, after just 2 goals combined were scored in the second. And now Cal just continuing to run away with the game. 8-1 your score, and Eastern well on their way to double digits like you mentioned earlier.
Well, the shots are 24-37. Not truly remarkable, but a 7-goal difference as it's now 8-1. And Cal, do you think Cal's going to keep on pressing?
It's hard to say. I think if you're Cal, you keep playing with a little bit of fire, but I think there is something to be said about, there is a sense of running out of goals. You don't want to score and put all your eggs in one basket when you have much tougher teams to play in the next couple of days. And of course, if you're trying to get to Sunday, only you and one more team can do that. And I do believe in a little bit of overperforming can essentially cause you to do worse. And that could have been what happened against Washington last year. They overperformed. They ran out of gas against a team that gave them a little bit of fits. And it looks like Washington could very well be their opponent yet again. A rematch of last year's Pac-8 championship. And Cal just wants to be on the other side of it this time.
We're looking for another goal as they're already in Eastern Washington zone once again. And they're still dominating. And the question I do have to ask you is Riley Anderson, yes, he's having a good game. Yes, he's having a bad game technically with the stats and stuff like that, but he's doing all he can for his team. Is there any goal at this point? You know, it's already 8-1, almost out of reach. Is there any, they score how many more goals until you actually pull him?
Anderson might be in there the rest of the game, quite frankly, if I'm looking at it from a coach's perspective. It might be a Patrick Waugh scenario where you leave him in there for 10 goals. Of course, he's probably not going to come to the bench saying, I'm never playing a game for this team again, like Patrick Waugh did. But it's just one of those things where it's not going to help. And if you feel more confident with Anderson in the cage, you might as well keep him in there, as we've got a penalty here coming up.
It looks like a Cal guy was slammed to the ground. I don't know if they're going to call boarding interference or what exactly is the call, but there's a couple of scrums going on around there. Seems like they're both going to go on, so I think we're going to have 4-on-4. Nope, they're closing the Cal gate. It's going to be a power play for Cal, looking for goal number 9. It's going to be number 29. That's Knopp, Caleb Knopp. He's going to be the man in the sin bin. With 16 minutes, 36 seconds left in this third period, Cal's going on the power play, up 8-1.
Joe Lusk a little frustrated with the official with the call. Unfortunately, when you are the most penalized team in the conference and you're down 8-1, you're probably not going to win an argument. You're not going to do it anyway, but you're sure as heck not going to do it at that point in time. And they are the most penalized team in the league by a long shot as well. Eastern, that is just their identity, just be physical, but they do it a little too much sometimes, and right there, just another case of that.
Well, something I think we should point out is that we might have a wrist shot from the point, almost looking at it, take a shot to the boys that look like they're friendly fire moment, and they're going to call another penalty, so it's going to be 5-on-3, as there was some pushing and shoving in front of the net, which is, you don't want to do that. You don't want to give Cal 5-on-3. But both of these teams are very fast, but this is where you see out of control fast and very controlled fast, and they're on two sides of the spectrum right now.
And I expect some of the most elite drawn-up passing plays
Yes.
right here from Cal I have ever seen. A minute
Oilers
28.
power play.
A minute 28 of a two-man advantage, and you hope Mizuno's okay. He was hit below the belt there with the puck before the penalty was called on the initial shot from his own teammate. And again, you just hope he is all right. And he seems to be, as he's now fielding the puck at the blue line.
And the recipient of the penalty was Mac Tierney of Eastern Washington, so he joins his friend now, Knopp. Drawing up some plays. Wrist shot, and blocked away. A long rebound all the way back to Cal. Now at the point, maybe looking for a one-timer. Back and forth. Gets it to his man Fazio. Down low to a man at center ice. They're not even playing the blue line. Cal's just slowly creeping forward. Eastern Washington now breaking their triangle, though. A bad pass leads to Cal having to regroup at this point. One-timer shoots. Didn't get any airtime, but almost beat Riley Anderson there. Now having to reset once again, all the way to the man. Fazio rips it. Another good save. Riley Anderson standing strong. 30 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Again, Cal with a good passing. Make another man miss. Takes a tumble. Ice is slippery, some of the fans say. Fazio makes another guy miss. Friendly fire shoots into the chest. And I know Kate's upset somewhere.
Shoots it right into the stomach, chest area there of Anderson. And of course, you got 8 goals. You don't necessarily need another one. You're up by 7. But it's just not good practice to shoot it right into the goaltender. You're never going to score if you shoot it where he is. And Anderson, although he's been a lot of places in between the pipes tonight, you just have to find a place. You've done it before. And Cal now, time ticking down, and I'm honestly very unimpressed with this 5-on-3 power play so far.
No doubt about it. They shoot it, hits a man. Like some more friendly fire. Eastern might be out of position right here, trying to get to his man number 4, and it's finally going to get cleared. No, they kept it in somehow. Wow, what a stick lift. The 5-on-3 is done. 5-on-4, almost a one-timer if there's not a better pass, and it's finally cleared. You might have a break depending, but no. Number 4 is Jason Lou, who chases it down and doesn't let anything slide. 10 seconds left on the power play. Keeping it at center ice, he takes a hit right there. Going back and forth, Cal still looking to score, and there's no 5-on-3 action. At center ice, backhand pass, looking to shoot, make a move, Okie dokie, scores!
That's a thing of beauty.
That was gross.
That's a thing of beauty. Chabacalo's going to get the goal, able to just dangle after a brilliant passing play. And Chabacalo is going to put up the 9th goal of the game for the Bears, a combined 10. And unfortunately, the combined 10 between 2 teams, one of the teams has 9, the other has 1. And with just 6 minutes, 3 seconds gone by in this 3rd period, if you're the Eagles, you're just probably waiting for this game to end.
Well, who would have thought 5-on-5 would be easier than 5-on-3 for the Cal Golden Bears? That was, again, looking, we were unimpressed with the 5-on-3. That's, that's their biggest, I guess, weakness. Don't go 5-on-3 against them. But here comes 5-on-5, looking breaking in Eagles. Once again, a cross pass trying to get to Robbie Arbour. 13 minutes and 30 seconds left in this 3rd period. About 10, 15 seconds ago, the 9th goal of the game for the California Golden Bears. It's a 9-1 hockey game. 1 seed dominating. Just dominating. Do you think Cal is going to keep some of their starters out? You talked about obviously not wanting to, but Eastern's going to keep hitting. They're one of those teams that's just going to keep hitting. They've been in these situations so many times before. They're the worst team in the division. You just don't want your starters to get injured. You know what I'm saying? So do you think they start playing like the 3rd, 4th liners just a little bit more, Zach?
Right, I think you have to get a feel of when really is the time to pull back, and I think now, as well as really earlier in general, is a nice time to pull back. You don't have to take your starters out completely, but you can essentially stop playing them as much, and the arm is up with the official again. We're going to get one more penalty and interference against Dzerkis, and the fans here are letting the official know they don't agree with the call whatsoever, but that hit is an example of maybe just not playing your starters as much, because this Eastern team, despite, even if it's clean, a big hit can put you out, and you don't want a star player out for this upcoming 2 days in the semifinal and the championship if they make it there, which it sure looks like they will.
And they're technically going to quote-unquote play the easiest team since they're 1 seed, so they'll play the 5 seed USC. Still keeping that in mind, just Dom Dzerkis, he's been on every hit. I don't know if the penalty was there, that was a little questionable. I'm surprised the refs haven't let up a little bit too. Obviously, you can't let anything get out of hand fights-wise. I guess that was a big hit. So, again, no offsides going to be called there. Looking for a man on the power play. Sending all the way down low. Anderson behind the net of him. 2 or 3 California guys. Looking for a man out in front. Tripsel, and it's an easy goal as it tricks its way past Riley Anderson. That's one you're going to want to... You're going to want that one back.
And that one was kind of an odd one. It hit off the blade and then just kind of trickled by, no effort really from Anderson, and maybe he's just out of gas, as he should be. 12:08 still to go in this game. and it's now 10-1. They have hit double digits. They were well on pace to do it, slowed down in the second, but have picked it right back up in the third, right where they left off from the original first period.
Well, the stats keep stacking. The Russell Westbrook game, they're about to get a triple-double. This is insane. They finally hit double digits. My prediction was 11-2. I just need one more goal from either team, and they scored once again on a fast wrist shot. I blinked and I missed it. It's just incredible what's happening right now. This is where you might probably think about taking out Riley Anderson. He's starting just to crack. It's looking like a dam, and they're going to start flooding just for his mental sake, almost at this kind of situation. It's 11-1. My prediction's not looking too great because Eastern needs that goal.
No kidding, and Scooby All looks on at his starting goaltender, and I'm sure companion there with his netminder and Riley Anderson, but that is just incredible. I mean, they have just shown just quick feats of offense at times, so quick to score goals in a matter of minutes and at will. And right now, they are averaging a goal every 4 shots.
Yeah, it's a pretty gross. Riley Anderson's able to make a great glove save right there. Snaggies it.
Fans still behind him. The fans are still showing their support every which glove save and save that he makes, every puck that he denies. The fans letting them know they are behind him nonetheless, and which I think is important. You know, confidence, this obviously does a lot against your team and against your confidence to let up 11 goals. But to just know that the fans have your back, I think is a huge step in the right direction.
Oh, we might have a break. No. Just out of reach was number 19, Joel Lusk. Might have had that. Number 2 sending it out in front again. Enikama might finally get some action. Nope, doesn't look like that's going to be happening anytime soon. Cal looks to break a couple the Eagle defenders' ankles right there. Eagles passing back and forth in their own zone. 11 minutes left in this third period. A shot on net. Good save. Trip to the ground was number 18, though. Back out in front, and they shoot and score again. Perfect after perfect shot. It's 12-1. You can't even get excited anymore. This is getting out of hand.
You almost wonder if they can get to 15.
Yeah.
They got 10 minutes and 56 seconds, and just another snipe play. And at this point, you could score enough goals to where everyone on the bench in dark blue and yellow could possibly get themselves a Gino tonight.
I mean, let's shoot for 40. 10 minutes and 50 seconds left in this third period. 12-1 hockey game. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, despite it being the 1 versus 8 seeded Eastern Washington, Cal has just dominated in every facet of the game, and it is 12-1. You heard that correctly in hockey. Cal finally gets a break back and shoved into their own zone. Eastern keeping it in there. Here comes Dom off the bench. Shoots and makes a move. Gets tangled up in a couple Golden Bear defenders right there. And we're about to hit the halfway point. Zach, man, I'm feeling bad. You kind of missed out on a couple goal calls with that slower second period.
They quite literally doubled their score in half the period than they had coming into this one. And that's just incredible.
Can't make this up. Well, hopefully Cal saves a couple goals for you tomorrow. A big hit right there. Yeah, this might be getting super aggressive.
He jumped into
another one right
another
here.
one, and you know what the agenda is now for Eastern.
And yeah, honestly, at this point, just go down fighting might be the
Quite
strat.
literally, yeah.
Ref puts his hand up for tripping. You have that moment where he's sliding, you know, Patrick Mahomes mid-air kind of throw. You've seen that before in the Super Bowl. And instead, it's like a little backhand wrist shot mid-air. Cal's going back on. The game's just prolonging with every goal at this point. We're adding extra 30 seconds.
And every penalty as well. And you got still 9:52 to go in period 3. You got a man going to the box. Booze rained down, but that might have been one of the more obvious penalties to call. A trip nonetheless. So now you got, if you're Cal here, you just let the Eastern do their thing. You let them run their course a little bit, jaw at you, throw some cheap shots, but you really don't want to indulge in anything going on because you don't want to put a negative spin or even get any players ejected or kicked out or anything because you are moving on at the end of the day and you need everyone. Eastern, this is it for them. This is it.
Well, number 29, Caleb Knopp, is the man did the tripping. He's had a couple tripping penalties already today. This place is getting loud. The fans were chanting, let him fight. But like you said, just not a smart thing for Cal. Maybe for Eastern, get the fans what they want to see. But Cal, you just got to keep your head calm, cool, and collected. You can even take a power play off at this point, because at that point, taking the power play off takes away about 2 minutes of this third period. 9 minutes left in the third period, 1:20 left on the power play. And Cal is up 12-1, looking for 13. Cleared into the netting, and we're gonna have to reset and regroup. The face-off is gonna be on the far face-off circle in Eastern Washington zone.
One thing I think is kind of important to note is that the shots, although they've been relatively close for most of the game, at least as far as what the score has shown, 9 straight shots unanswered for Cal in this period. And I think that's genuinely insane.
That you don't see a lot of that, as Cal gets another good opportunity right there, as they're looking to get 50 shots in the next 4 shots. Cal once again at the point is number 4, moving across the line, down low, trying to maybe go up top. No, can't get enough of it on it. Cal is able to not let Eastern clear it though. Saucer pass all the way to the point. Thought about one-teeing it, almost a big tipper in front of the net. Cal, you're just trying things, aren't you, for Cal? Looking to go backhand high and wide. Once again, Cal looking to regroup at the point now. My try and center it, looking for a big tipper. 18, back and forth, almost for a one-timer. Almost just had a little regroup. Maybe that time, about 0.4 seconds of him regrouping, helped Riley Anderson get back into position. 18 seconds left on this power play. Sent around the boards. Not a lot of, since that first period, I want to say, not a lot of action for Cal's goaltender, I guess.
Not one bit, and not even really a sense of urgency for this Cal team. They're doing everything extremely relaxed, and they are still dominating.
Here they come, bringing it up once again, number 25. 7 minutes, 48 seconds left. They're just dribbling the puck. Like I said, it looks like they're playing with their food. They can go wherever they want to go, shoot wherever they want to shoot, and just pure, utter dominance. You don't see a lot of this in the Pac-8 division. Yes, these are the technical best team and worst team in the division. But man, out here we have a breakaway once again. Kai Riley Anderson gets something to go, and he robs them. He does get it to go. Good for him. Front hand, backhand, trying to lift it high. He loves it. Robs him of a home run right there.
Holy windmill glove save made right there. Anderson able to just keep that one out. And that's just a good save on a good player in Patrick Liu, who is a depth guy for this team. Not necessarily the biggest scorer or getting on the board very often, but he's a guy that's on your 3rd or 4th line that can do the job if called upon. And that is big in this league, and that's what Eastern lacks.
Looking to get tipped. Riley Anderson's able to save it. Maybe another shot on net. Riley Anderson's still there. I don't see the puck. There's refs see the puck. They might call it dead. It's cleared away. And it is cleared away, but it's 5-on-5, so it's heading all the way back down for an icing. No hand is up. I wonder if the puck was moving too slow. We're officially under the 7-minute mark of this hockey game. Slammed against the boards. Robbie Arver takes a man with him. Oh man, if he said, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to take a couple hits with me. Another big hit. Dom DeZerkis on the offensive end.
And DeZerkis is not a guy I want to run into. That is a big individual. But here he is, got a chance.
Look at center on the front. What a great pass. Sean Smith just has to get it on his stick. And it's cleared away. This one is going to be called icing. And that's number 18 beats him out. Yes, icing. Throw some snow on it. 6 minutes, 26 seconds left in this third period. 12-1 hockey game. 25 shots for Eastern Washington, which isn't too bad. But you know what's even better? Having 12 goals and 47 shots.
Just that is possibly the most ideal thing in the world when you're scoring at less than a 1 goal per 4-shot rate. I think that's the most ideal thing you could ever ask for. And Cal is doing just that, just absolutely dominating right now.
On the near face-off circle is Eastern Washington. Looking to get goal number 2 is a quick wrist shot, almost catches the whole entire Cal team off on surprise. Is there going to be another icing? No, it's called off. It's waved off last second. Eastern trying to get that second goal, though. At this point, you know, you got to have fun. Maybe play a game. Last score wins. Would be something you might think as a coach. Send it back and forth, looking to score, and good save. Riley Anderson out in front. Do they have another goal? They do. So the last score does win.
I was just going to say, I don't know even if you are Eastern, if you like that rule, just because it's improbable for you to get the last goal. It really is. In a game where there's 14 combined goals and you've got one.
13 goals. Honestly, my prediction for this game was Cal winning by a good healthy margin, like all the rest of the games. If you said 13-1, I would have said, oh, and kind of looked away. Maybe not called this game. I don't know. Either way, 6 minutes left, and Cal's looking to go once again. Good save by Riley Anderson, and that is the 50th shot of the game by Cal. Wasn't a goal, though, so I'm not impressed.
And 5:48 to go. I mean, my prediction for this game was 9-0 in favor of Cal. And I mean, you knew Cal was going to win. You just knew that was going to happen. But 13-1. 13 in a playoff game is just incredible. And another one there. It's Lou off the circle. Can you believe that?
No, I don't. Like, at this point, how do you commentate a game that's 14-1?
At this point, these are just resets of plays. And
we're having a podcast at this point.
Absolutely.
Sitting down talking about hockey.
Absolutely.
And there happens to be a game happening in front of us.
Unfortunately for Eastern, you just can't quite pause game and just quit or turn off a console. This is real life, and you got to live it, and you got to be here and present for the next 5:35 that's still left in this game. You're down 13 goals.
Cleared down. It hits number 27 of the Eagles, so there won't be an icing call. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in this game. 14-1, ladies and gentlemen. 14-1. Yes, you're seeing that correctly. A hockey game is 14-1, and you said 15 might be the magic number. Looking to go all the way, though. Looking for his man. Just couldn't get anything out in front, and we might have another break. Off the boards. May just be out of reach for 17, and Riley Anderson's going to slow it down. A whistle is going to blow. 5 minutes exactly left in this third period. 14-1. At this point, it's one of those games where you just want to get out of it. Cal, you low-key want to get out of it too. This can't be too fun for them. Yes, everyone wants to score a goal, but they got to know that's like, job's not even finished. You made it past round one. You still got to win 2 more games to be champions, since last time was 0-4. It becomes a situation of just like, hey, let's just get the game going. You know, just keep wasting that time. Who cares? Eastern, last score wins.
And despite the historical factor and the history in championships, Cal has a championship pedigree and a championship expectation. They are expecting to go and win the Pac-8 championship. They expected last year. They expected the year before. They're expecting now. So this first round win is short of expectation. It's like a guarantee, essentially. They are expecting to win this game without a doubt, and another goal just off the board there due to a miss. But wow.
It was an empty net. Should have been 15 right there. Should have been 15. Another penalty coming up against Eastern. As no, I don't think there's a penalty coming up. I believe just his a Cal player's helmet just fell off. Is that Lucas Fung? Yeah, Lucas Fung's helmet just fell off during the play.
Lost his bucket. Now officially the shots have been doubled. Cal 52, Eastern 26, and Aiden Como only surrendering 1. So he stopped 25. And if you're Riley Anderson, you have surrendered of 52, 14, 2 touchdowns worth. And some analysts don't even have the Patriots scoring that many points in the Super Bowl. And the Eastern has given up that many in a playoff game here in round 1 of the Pac-8 playoffs.
Well, something that's historic is the Houston Texans defense this season didn't allow 14 points a game throughout the whole entire year, throughout 18 games. And right now, a hockey team has 14 goals, 2 touchdowns. I bet they're both to JSN. The Mr. Offensive Player of the Year. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third period. 14-1 hockey game, 27 shots, 52 shots for Cal. Just got to get out of this game slowly but surely. Maybe you get number 2, get the crowd something to cheer about. They're still here after 14 goals against their own team. Can't be too fun, but they're still here.
3:14, all that's left in the third period, and just like you said, I think both teams are ready to hit the road, get out of here for the evening. Go enjoy what time you have left. 14-1, and then, you know, like you said, at some point, yes, it's fun to win, but it's also, when it drags on like this, it can be a little draining. And again, like I said, you don't want to overscore. You don't want to overperform. Something can always happen later in the game.
No doubt about it. I mean, we've been here all day. We might have a break for Eastern. Time to get excited, and he just loses it last second. Almost gets a last second tip-in. Something crazy could have happened there with Eastern. It was number 11, Parker Waite, who almost had a good opportunity. Fozzie bringing it in. Wrist shot, one-timer, almost sure goes in. It's a backhand. No, he missed it somehow. Again, going for the backhand. Saved away. My, oh my, that was one of the first opportunities Cal's had, and they didn't score.
Yeah, the 14 goals would definitely back up that claim right there.
2 minutes, 20 seconds left in this third period. Cal's hungry for some more goals, but Eastern wants that second one. The betting line is open now for who's going to get the 15th goal and who's going to get the second goal. Cal's looking to be leading that one. Shot on net over the head of Riley Anderson. Does not go in this time. Guy on the ground for the Golden Bears, still battling on the boards. Dribbling, and it's going to be picked off. Looked like it was a screen play in football, and the guy cornerback just runs under it and takes it to the crib. A minute 45 left, 14-1. Eastern looking for goal number 2. Shoves the guy off the puck. Joel Lusk looking for it. Stolen back again. Cal going back and forth and back and forth. A lot of turnovers happening right now, and it somehow finds its way to the glove of Riley Anderson.
1:32 to go, and I think going back to what you said about last goal wins, I think the only rule that Eastern might like is whoever scored the 7th goal this game wins. That's the only one that they've scored.
Well, if they somehow change the game to golf, they win. That might be the best strategy. There's a timeout called. Of course, with me and Zach on the call, it is a 14-1 game, ladies and gentlemen, and there's a timeout. What is your thought process?
Well, clearly we're going to the drawing board here. We're trying to see how we can score 13 goals in the next 92 seconds.
I expect overtime.
Absolutely doable. I mean, in a game like this, where you have guys that are huge in scoring for Eastern, anything is absolutely possible. And you got a minute 32, and you're only down by 13. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Well, honestly, if you think of it from a football perspective, you score a touchdown right here with off of possession. Maybe you get an onside kick. You know, you already wasted one of your timeouts, so you can't just play the downs, and then you got to come back down and maybe go for 2 a couple times. But we're not playing football.
And
so
to put it into perspective, a goal every 10 seconds wouldn't even be enough for the Eastern Eagles.
That made it worse.
It's pretty brutal.
Man, oh man, it is getting to that part of the game. Me and Zach are having a podcast out here at this point, and there happens to be a hockey game on in the background. A minute, 20 seconds left. Eastern Washington drew something up. Hopefully it's a second goal. Cal clears it back into the zone. That's what they're going to be doing for the rest of this game. I'd be surprised if they push for goal number 15. A minute left to go in this third period. Letting the crowd breathe. Finally, with so much excitement in this game. Here we go. It might happen right here. Bringing it all by himself. Rips it. No. Whiffs on it, and his stick just goes flying in the air. That looked like a dude perfect weird play. I don't even know how to call that one. 45 seconds left. Cal's looking to clear once again. Slammed against the boards. Cal not looking to fight. He doesn't even antagonize it once he got hit. Good job by Cal following Zach's rule right there. Eastern with puck possession. Joel Lusk, one of the best players on this team, up in front, shoots. Glove down. Any hope is taken away from Hayden Kama.
26.5 seconds left. This might be one of the longest games in the history of the ACHA, especially this season.
Yes,
14 goals for one side, 1 goal for the other. And Eastern has just been lucky enough to even get on the board against Aiden Como. And in a game where it's your last, at least as far as regulation goes, for this season, you're just trying to escape it. You're trying to escape it. Even if you're a senior on this Eastern team, Do you
want to
even-
go home.
Do you even want to have a last little skate on the ice?
At the end of the game, you have one last lap, and that's what it is, not during this game. At the point, Eastern looking to rip it, loses it. Oh, could have been a bad break. Gets all the way to his man. They're going to try and get a shot up. Going back and forth at the point. Finds his man. Sends it across. Almost a good opportunity right there if he was able to go and stick another whip pass, and he falls down. 5 seconds left to go. Cal clears it into the zone, and that is going to be the game. California Golden Bears have won round one, the final game of tonight. 14-1 with 54 shots compared to Eastern Washington's 1 goal and 30 shots. Zach, I had fun talking to you. I don't know if I had fun watching.
This was a game. This was one of the
Yes.
games to ever have been played in ACHA history, in ACHA playoff Pac-8 history. This was one of the games that has happened. It will go down in history for sure as far as a game that has been recorded. What a game again for you and I to be on the call for. Something always happens out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
And tonight it was a game where one team scores 14.
Well, you feel for Eastern, regardless if they're 8 seed, losing 14-1 in hockey, even if it's 8U, you got to feel bad. They have an amazing fan base. They came and traveled well. It's Friday night here in Cheney, Washington. The fans showed out. They got a goal for them. So Cal, probably the most they're mad is that they didn't get that shutout. Still 14-1 game. They got all the stats they want. Hopefully they have a situation where you said, like, don't waste all your, put all your eggs in one basket and waste all your good luck, all your goals in this round one game, because USC's not going to go down. Now, I think Cal will win. Don't get me wrong, and they could win by 3+ goals. Cal's just that good of a team. But USC's not just going to get pushed over like Eastern just did right now.
I feel as though you're right. I was going to say the same thing. I could see Cal winning by 3 goals even, but it's not going to be anything close to this. USC is still a tough team at the end of the day. Cal definitely the favorite, of course, and I think that game could be a 6-3, a 7-3, an 8-4. Cal's going to put up the goals. USC is going to put up probably around half, and that's just what it's going to be. And at the end of the day, Eastern was just no match. You could have put McDavid out there, and I just don't know if it was going to be enough for this Eastern team.
It wasn't. It truly never was going to be. But something, because we're tired. The people here are tired. We have been here all day. It's been a great game. Hopefully we can hit 500 subscribers pretty soon. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Me, Zach, Kate, Smith, everybody at home. Again, thank you. We'll be going home. We'll be right back for the playoffs games tomorrow night. I'm Connor Simmons. Joining with Zach McFarlane. This is KUGR Hockey.